Welcome friends, Resources of Natural Science, Introduction to Curriculum. In this session, we will see the introductory considerations of curriculum, its basic concept and significance. First of all, we will see some basic facts which will help you to understand what is curriculum. As you know, every successful concept and project in life requires a proper framework and planning. This relates to all processes and activities including education. Whenever we get on any new plan or procedure, we need to make sure that we have all the plans drawn up. What is on offer? What are the resources that we have? What the steps which we need to be taken care of, and what are the goals that we need to achieve are some elements that need to be looked upon. A similar set of possibilities when applied to education give birth to curriculum. The accomplishment of anything worthwhile, whether large or small, depends on the completion of goals, activities and milestones. An effective curriculum offers all these things. It provides administrators, teachers and students with structure and a sense of progression. Now let us see what a curriculum offers to persons having different roles. A curriculum allows administrators to provide a dynamic educational program for current and prospective students. A curriculum offers teachers the ideas and strategies for assessing student progress and for students to select courses of their choice. But remember that a curriculum is more than putting together a set of academically required subjects. The purpose of the curriculum is encapsulated in 4 capacities: to enable each child or young person to be a successful learner, a confident individual, a responsible citizen and an effective contributor. According to the history of education, the term curriculum was originally related to the concept of a course of studies followed by a pupil in a teaching institution. John Franklin Bobbitt in 1918 published the first textbook on the subject entitled The Curriculum, said that curriculum as an idea has its roots in the Latin word for race course, explaining the curriculum as the course of deeds and experiences through which children become the adults they should be for success in adult society. Furthermore, the curriculum encompasses the entire scope of formative deed and experience occurring in and out of school, and not only experiences occurring in school, experiences that are unplanned and undirected, and experiences intentionally directed for the purposeful formation of adult members of society. In recent decades, the concept of curriculum has evolved and gained in importance. Increasingly, it is used universally within the framework of globalization, the theory of pedagogy and the sociology of education. In the last 2 decades, there are authors and experts who consider curriculum as less important in education. In fact, the term curriculum is mostly used to refer to the existing contact between society, the state and the educational professionals with regard to the educational experiences that learners should undergo during a certain phase of their lives. For the majority of authors and experts, the curriculum defines the following aspects: 1. Significance of curriculum. 2. The content. 3. Level of operation. 4. Context, both learning and physical or geographical. 5. Transaction. And 6. The target group. Many education institutions are currently trying to balance 2 opposing forces while framing curriculum. On the one hand, some believe students should have a common knowledge foundation, often in the form of a common curriculum. On the other hand, others want students to be able to pursue their own educational interest, often through early speciality in a subject. However, other times through the free choice of courses. In essence, curriculum is viewed as more intentional and prescriptive recently. Now we shall pass on to the next module, which describes the concept of curriculum. Concept of curriculum. Using educational concepts, we can say that the curriculum defines the educational foundations and contents, their sequencing in relation to the amount of time available for the learning experiences, the characteristics of the teaching institutions, the characteristics of the learning experiences, the resources for learning and teaching, evaluation and teachers' profiles. Originally, the curriculum was considered as the product of a technical process. In other words, curriculum can be considered as a document prepared by experts depending on the discipline-centered and pedagogical knowledge. Benjamin Boom and Hilda Taba were the most well-known authors of this period. The curriculum has both a political dimension and a technical or professional dimension, according to Stenhouse, as well as of other researchers in education and a major part of the educational community. Indeed, the curriculum relates to the connections between the goals of education and everyday life in schools, colleges and universities and other learning institutions. According to one of the most significant theorists of the curriculum, this defines what counts as valid knowledge, Bernstein in 1973. Increasingly, theorists of education recognize the political component of the curriculum. The fact that the curriculum is a field of ideological and political struggle that takes place in each society in order to give meaning to education. It is recognized that this meaning not only originates among experts following professional criteria, but also through complex cultural processes. Thus, the curriculum is an indescribable process that also has a material expression. The typical product of this process is one or several documents adopted at a given time by the political and educational authorities. In narrow sense, the definitions contained in the produced curricula can be found in other curricular documents. In wider sense, anything and everything are considered as part of curriculum because they contribute to the production of meaning in the teaching and learning process. With regard to material expression in a narrow sense, that is, the official curriculum or documents adopted by the political and educational authorities, it could be said that these texts are increasingly flexible and open to teachers' interpretations. This flexibility has progressively led to the recognition of a hidden curriculum, one that is not written. This hidden curriculum could be viewed as the entire range of educational experiences promoted by schools and teachers through practices that are neither necessarily obligations nor written down, but contextually perceived and applied. This situation may exist while the precise contents proposed by the official curricular documents denounce discrimination against any sections of the society or are specifically in favor of overcoming poverty. In fact, the recognition of the existence of a hidden curriculum drew attention to the existence of verbal and non-verbal messages built into educational practices, but also the possibility of becoming aware of it and of modifying teachers' practices. In short, the level of learners, subject, nature of course, power structure in society, philosophy of the nation and various educational, instructional and psychological theories influence the creation of curriculum. Why curriculum is significant? Like many other terms, curriculum has been and still is using in more than one sense. Obviously, if any two communicators do not use the term in the same sense, it is bound to fail or at least lead to misunderstanding. Even those who are engaged in education and or curriculum as professionals use this term in different ways. Therefore, confusion among common people or non-professionals is not unusual. Attempts have been made to fix the meaning of curriculum as a technical term, but by and large, a unique, commonly agreed upon definition of the term would need some more time to be arrived at. Etymologically, the term curriculum has been derived from a Latin root which means race course. The word race course is suggestive of the course, that is the path and the time suggested by the prefix race, in which the path must be covered. Obviously, curriculum was seen as a prescribed course of studies with a beginning and end, which should be covered in a prescribed time frame. However, this concept of curriculum was not precise enough to make multiple interpretations impossible. Eventually, therefore, the expression came to be interpreted in different ways. Now we can see the need and importance of curriculum. Curriculum need and importance. 1. Achievement of educational aims. Aims in general are those framed in advance in order to achieve satisfactory endpoints by individuals in relation to almost all aspects of life. Educational aims are those pre-stated intended end products, learning outcomes, usually specified as desirable behavior in learners. Here comes the question that who state these aims? Naturally, a group of experts in a specific level of education, say secondary education, developed the statements in par with the goals of the nation. Assessment of those pre-stated aims are also have input towards development of the curriculum. 2. Reflects trends in education. Nature of teaching has undergone changes through evolution of human race. Curriculum as a material dealing with what is going to learn, teach, also changes through time. You might have heard about various curricular reforms in our nation after independence. The National Curriculum Framework 2005 was the last one in this direction. It was a framework rather than a prescribed material. Individual states can develop their own curriculum frameworks in the said direction. In Kerala, a framework, namely Kerala Curriculum Framework, was framed in 2007. Hence, curriculum at times reflects the change in trend from time to time. 3. Providing suitable knowledge. Children at elementary level need comparatively less content load when compared to secondary and further levels. Here, the complexity and depth of knowledge that should be included has to be determined in advance. As teacher students, you have to master different teaching methods. The criterion for selecting suitable methods, which are a specialized knowledge required to become a graduate in education, and it is not required for graduate students of other courses of study. Hence, curriculum has a significant role in determining the nature and type of knowledge required for each course of study. 4. Selection of suitable methods. Methods of instruction have profound influence on quality of learning process. Selecting most appropriate methods of instruction thus determines quality of education. There are varieties of teaching methods that you may have familiar with, but curriculum provides the direction towards the selection of the best one for a given topic in a particular level of education. Say for example, if you want to transact on internal anatomy of a cockroach, demonstrating a dissection will be the best method. 5. Providing suitable activities and experiences. Learning activities and learning experiences are very crucial in optimizing learning. If you want to instruct properties of water, it is better to select such activities which provide direct experiences with different forms of water and activities to handle water in different vessels, in different temperature, etc. So, in essence, curriculum is necessary for achievement of educational aims, reflects trends in education, providing suitable knowledge, selection of suitable methods, providing suitable activities and experiences. While going through this session, I hope that you might have got an idea that curriculum has been perceived differently by different personalities, both experts and common people. Let's see those major perceptions. Program of study. If we asked common people or even practicing teachers as to what curriculum was followed at your high school, the usual response that you would get would be a list of subjects: English, mathematics, history, geography, physics, etc. And if we ask them to further elaborate their response, these statements do not point to any goals such intended outcomes, learning experiences, teaching learning process, etc. Thus, curriculum may be perceived as a program of study. Course of study. At times, curriculum is seen as a mere list of topics or items that constitute the course of study in a particular subject within a larger program of studies. Say for example, let me ask about your natural science curriculum as prospective teachers. Your answer would be a list of topics in the prescribed syllabus. Learning experiences. Experiences are corresponding with the instructional level at which teaching or learning is taking place. Obviously, from this point of view, an educational institution is there to bring about changes among its students, which can be done by providing learners with appropriate directed learning experiences. If you are going to deal the topic ecosystem, visit to an ecosystem such as a pond will be the meaningful experience. And these learning experiences which the learner goes through must be well planned. Thus, what is significant is the planned learning experience which the course content leads to, and not that course content itself. In other words, we could prescribe a different course content to achieve the same goal. In this sense, curriculum is a blueprint of experiences that have been planned by teachers for the learners. Expected learning outcomes. Few curriculum specialists are of the view that learning outcomes and not learning experiences constitute the curriculum. They say that learning experiences, unless implemented, that is, unless students go through such experiences, remain mere list of such experiences. When implemented, students go through those experiences by reflecting on it, interacting among themselves with peer groups, with the teachers, and also with the environment. But such interaction characterizes instruction. Let us pause for a moment here and consider the question that emerges from the previous sentence. Is curriculum the same as instruction? One view quite emphatically does not equate instruction with curriculum as the latter. Curriculum does not prescribe the means, that is, the activities, materials, or even the instructional content to be used in achieving the results. Instead, it prescribes the results of instruction, that is, the intended learning outcomes. Johnson in 1967. To make it clear, try to see the difference in lesson transcripts prepared by you people on a same topic. A curricular statement like the one given here allows institutions, teachers, and learners the freedom to select different means and aims, to prescribe and undergo varied experiences to achieve the same outcomes specified in the curriculum. Such a definition of curriculum makes it possible for different institutions to follow differing course contents and schemes of learning experiences, and yet bring them together for the same term and examination for certification. It needs to be noted, however, that in such cases even evaluation schemes may differ from institution to institution. In this sense, Everything in terms of planning, materials and activities becomes subordinate to the desired terminal learning outcomes. Action plan. There are thinkers who have tried to use curriculum as a cover term, that is, a broader concept to include all the concepts of program of study, course content, planned learning experiences and intended learning outcomes that we discussed earlier. Put differently, they conceptualize the phenomenon called education as an interplay of the following four systems. 1. Teaching behavior. Teachers may be considered as individual personality systems, one teacher taken as an individual, or collective group systems, taking many teachers together or taking teachers as a community that display professional behavior of a particular type known as teaching behavior. 2. Learning behavior. Learners who as individuals or members of communities perform activities, undergo experiences, etc., which are seen as learning behavior. 3. Instructional system. Instruction, that is the situational context in which the teachers and learners bring their behavior together, called the instructional system. And 4. The context, the system of individuals whose behavior put together result in a particular educational experience. These individuals may be administrators, educationists, politicians, teachers, parents, students, etc., individually in various free combinations or limited combinations depending upon specific social situations. In this sense, curriculum is considered as an action plan, where action refers to teaching learning behavior or instruction or transaction, and plan taken care of other significant factors such as the objectives, content and its selection, teaching materials, learning experiences, evaluation procedure, etc. This concept obviously includes the concepts of course content, learning activities or experiences, intended learning outcomes, and also makes room for the details regarding the teaching learning tools to be used in instruction. Obviously, the correctness of a concept and or definition depends on the situation in which it is to be used. In other words, the correctness of a concept and or definition may be assessed in terms of its function in a given situation. In tune with this line of thought, some curriculum specialists have suggested that a vigorous search for the correct definition of curriculum is neither a productive nor a purposeful scholarly engagement, and that it might be more useful to look into the activities of curriculum making, implementation, evaluation, etc. To study these activities, scholars could stock upon different definitions depending on their suitability for particular studies investigations. The conclusion is that it is advisable to accept that the term curriculum may not have one absolute definition. Instead, it will vary in meaning depending on the purpose for which it is to be used. Having discussed 5 different interpretations of the term curriculum and concluded that the definition of curriculum changes depending on the context in which it is used. Let us sum up the ideas that we have discussed during this session. We have gone through introductory ideas of curriculum such as its major orientations, why significance of curriculum, what the contents, when, level of operation, where, context, both learning and physical or geographical, how, transaction, and with whom to learn, the target group. Curriculum has ideological, social, political and professional dimensions, and it is prepared by a group of experts in particular field. The purpose of the curriculum is to enable each child or young person to be a successful learner, a confident individual, a responsible citizen and an effective contributor. Curriculum is necessary for achievement of educational aims, reflects trends in education, providing suitable knowledge, selection of suitable methods, providing suitable activities and experiences. Curriculum has been perceived differently as program of study, course of study, learning experiences, expected learning outcomes and action plan by people of different realms in different situations. Here are a few assignments for you to work out. 1. Enumerate major orientations of curriculum. 2. Explain various dimensions of curriculum. 3. Bring out the need and significance of curriculum. 4. What are the major perceptions of curriculum? 5. What is hidden curriculum? Now you can refer the following books. By Cortes CE 1981, the Societal Curriculum, Implications for Multi-Ethnic Educations. In Banks, J.A. Educations in the 80s, Multi-Ethnic Education, National Education Association. 2. Eisner E.W. 1994, The Educational Imagination on Design and Evaluation of School Programs, 3rd edition, New York, Macmillan. 3. Longstreet W.S. and Shane H.G. in 1993, Curriculum for a New Millennium, Boston, Allen and Bacon. Thank you for watching this program. Let's meet again in another episode with another session on this topic. Till then, bye.